All right, so we're back with Wasim, and he's showing us now the
5D SR.
Okay, and what is so cool about this camera? I mean, it's more niche, but can you tell us a little bit?
All right. So, 5D SR we launched in 2015. It came out with the 5DS. So it's the 5DS and the 5D SR. They are the same camera, 50.6 megapixels. I'll explain. There is one difference between the two, and I'll explain that in a second. But they're both 50.6 megapixel cameras. So you're talking really high resolution, really high prints. If you look behind you, you've got two very large prints of this camera that you can pick out the eyelashes because there's so much detail here. So you got 50.6 megapixels. You've got a very similar body to the 5D Mark III, but with that extra resolution if you need it. 5 frames per second on the continuous shooting, which is powered by dual Digic 6 processors. You've also got all of the improvements you see in our later generation cameras, 150,000 pixel metering system, which is an improvement over the 5D Mark III as well. And so the differences too extend to video. You've got time lapse built in, and you've got interval timer functions, so you've got a few extra things with video as well. Additionally, I was talking about the differences between the two. The 5D SR has its low pass filter effect canceled out, whereas the 5DS has a low-pass filter in place. The low-pass filter can handle moire, so if you've got a pattern on your shirt and you get weird colors, this can stop that. But if you're a studio shooter, you get increased pixel level sharpness with the 5DSR because of that low-pass filter cancel.
I see,
so in full control of your situation, you'll want the 5DSR. If you don't know what you're getting into, the 5DS might be a better bet as well. So, I'll show you here too. You've got the same.
Can we do a walk around on the hardware?
Yeah. You've got your same 61-point autofocus system, 41 cross type that you see on the 5D Mark III. All the options available to you there with the Zone AF and so on and so forth.
Button configuration, everything is the same?
Button configuration and everything is the same. We've changed the grip here slightly, so it's a little bit more comfortable for the hand. The other difference too between the 5D3 and the 5DSR, on the 5DSR and the 5DS, we've included USB 3.0. And that's because if you're tethering this camera, you will want the fastest transfer rate possible. And so we've included that on this one here. Unfortunately, that means that there's no headphone jack. So if you're doing video, the 5D3 might be a better choice on this one. But we have improved the algorithms for video autofocus, so you'll get a little bit better video autofocus on that. I've got our newest super wide angle lens,
take a look at that.
11 to 24 millimeters. It's the world's widest rectilinear lens. So we're talking very wide. Let me show you just how wide
let's take a look at it
over here. So I'm standing, if you look at the distance with your camera, how far I am over here, that's really wide. Let me actually adjust the image here so you can actually see, make it a little bit brighter. But that's very, very wide. I'm going to be right here against the camera, and you can see, well, it won't focus that close, obviously.
Yeah, you can see everything around it,
You can see everything around it.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a perfect selfie camera.
It's very, very wide. Sorry, David. Thank you. So, in any case, and so that's the 5DS, 5DSR. For people really looking for that increased resolution, this is the camera for them. One thing, too, I did want to actually go into as well. If you're looking in the menu over here, we do give people a lot of different options as to how they want to configure it here. If you look over here in the image quality, you've got RAW, so you've got the full 50 megapixel, 50.6 megapixel RAW image. You can go to medium RAW, which is 28 megapixels, and then small RAW. So if you don't need all that resolution all the time, there are a lot of options there.
That sounds great. Yeah, definitely.
You can also crop in on the sensor, so you can do an APS-H or an APS-C crop and kind of get a smaller file size that way as well.
Sounds great. That camera just sounds amazing. Now, who is this camera for?
So this camera is for anybody who is doing very large printing.
Yeah.
You want this kind of camera. file, you're making a large print. If you're doing something where you need multiple versions of the file, you can take a wide image and then get different crops and use them on different types of media. If you wanted to plaster the side of a building, but also, maybe the wedding shooter who wants to offer large prints to their clients or have the flexibility to crop afterwards, because one thing that 15.6 megapixels will get you is you can crop very deep image. Maybe you're going on safari and you want to crop in deep and get the animal image.
Yeah.
Too. So there's a host of applications here.
What about for, like, let's say an indie person that wants to use it for like indie movies or something like that, like a starter? Do you think this is a good camera for that?
Well, if you're doing movies, there are a lot of nice new features on this camera, like interval timer and time lapse, and you can do those in movies. But if you're shooting movies, the 5D Mark III has a headphone jack.
Okay.
And so monitoring your audio is important, and that's another feature that is important for video shooters. There are lots of options that will work. This is great, and we've improved the video features in terms of the speed of the autofocus and everything. But it's really, really designed to be a stills first camera, and that 50.6 megapixel file is really what we're aiming it for here. But it can do video. It's got full HD video and very high quality at that.
Does it have to support the 24 frames?
It supports 24 frames per second, yes.
Does it support the ultra-wide formats?
Ultra-wide, you're talking anamorphic, or what are you talking
The 21:9 aspect.
It's 16 by 9 aspect. Yeah.
16 by 9 is a regular,
it doesn't support that other
21:9, yeah.
It's a 16 by 9 full HD file. You can do 24, you can do 30 frames per second.
Well, thank you again, Wasim, and it's great to see you guys. And I'm definitely waiting on the upgrade on the 70D. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you.